After Longlegs became the horror hit of 2024, the son of the great Anthony Perkins is back with another strange and stylistic horror film. Director Osgood Perkins returns to the big screen with The Monkey, a movie that flirts with the comedy genre with running gags, bloody gore, and an outrageous concept. But more than anything, this film plays into one big theme: death. Hello and welcome to Studio Cinema Saturday, the show where we review films old and new, the ones you don't like and the ones you do. I'm your host, Kael, and today we're looking at Osgood Perkins' latest film, The Monkey. And if you've seen this show before, you know we always start out with some of those spoiler-free thoughts. And while watching this movie, I found that my enjoyment came in waves. If you're coming into this solely because you liked Longlegs, you won't find that similar vibe. This is how I came in, and I was initially a little shocked by the change in style. However, if you come in with no expectations and an open mind, you definitely can enjoy this film. And that being said, I did enjoy aspects of it. While this film is not scary at all, it did make me laugh a couple of times, but I did not find it a hilarious film either. I'm also a guy that will try to avoid trailers before a film, and I'm very glad I did, because they literally spoil some of the kills in the trailer. So when you get to the scene, you know exactly what is coming and what's going to happen. What the f*** is going on these days? Anyways, before I get too wound up talking about a monkey movie, I'm gonna go ahead and flash up that spoiler warning for you. In this review, I'm gonna pose a couple of questions. Does this film work as a comedy? Does this film work as a horror movie? And is the story good enough to make you not care about genre? And before all of that, I'll discuss the subject of the movie: The Monkey. The opening of the film shows our main character's father attempting to set the monkey ablaze with a flamethrower. This introduces us to the idea that we cannot kill the monkey. It also causes the death of the father, and I'd like to point out the absence of father figures in Perkins' films. The story of the film follows Hal trying to overcome the fear of endangering everyone around him to be the father that he didn't have. I think, like most other filmmakers, Os Perkins works within the great phrase, write what you know. Perkins, who experienced death up close, seems to come to peace with the loss in his life through the themes of this film. Oz lost his father to sickness in 1992, a sickness that he did not tell his children about. And then he lost his mother on September 11th, 2001, as she was on board one of the planes that hit the World Trade Center. I mean, just look at the similarities between the look of Hal and Oz at youth and in modern times throughout the film. I'll also mention that this director went through all of this with a brother, Elvis Perkins, as well, bringing the story of the monkey closer to his real life. And truly, I think real trauma gives the characters something to work with. Hal and Bill do feel like real brothers in the film, and that really helps you buy into this wacky plot. But the monkey itself was an interesting gag in the film. Wind him up and someone will die. I wish I had one of these things. Wait, what? Who put that in my script? Anyways, I did enjoy them finding it as kids, and the most tense bits of this film to me were them accidentally killing people they didn't want to kill. The mom's death was an absolute brutal twist, but once we skip to their adult lives, I think the monkey does get a bit less scary. But we do see people start to die around Hal on the road trip with his son, so he believes the monkey is back. This is all but confirmed when he begins to receive calls from his now estranged brother. And the calls, I felt, tried to walk the line of classic horror trope, but they were meant to be funny as well. I thought this aspect of the film was a bit cheese, but it does create a tense moment toward the end of the film when you think it may kill Hal's son, Petey. Once the film ends with the monkey killing Bill, I think it symbolizes Hal overcoming the fear of the toy. Petey and Hal then take it with them, realizing all of a sudden that they can just not use the thing, I guess. Unfortunately, the wind-up on the back was twisted so many times during the climax that everyone around them is dying. This This was kinda funny, as Hal and Petey roll up to a four-way stop. They watch death pass by riding a horse. I thought this was a fun moment of symbolism, as Hal has finally accepted the recurring line throughout the film, everybody dies, and that's life. I also thought it was just a fun little bit of exaggerated symbolism in the film. You know, that's something that very much incorporates into the style of this film. But does this film work as a comedy? I'll be real, I laughed some, but the horror comedy mix was more cheesy than it was funny at times. The funniest joke in the film was after Bill had called Hal dumb shit the whole time. He does it once more during the climax confrontation in the movie. I loved Hal's reaction, as he's just like, "You're really gonna keep calling me that in a moment like this, you?" But in other moments, I thought the comedy was totally underwhelming. Which leads me to talk about the horror aspects of the film. At times it works as a very brutal slasher without the physical killer, which was cool. And I feel like the kills are cool, but at times lack creativity. But the comedy aspects make you really feel the horror less, and the kills are coming so often that they lose their jarring effect. The monkey also becomes less creepy as the film goes on, making it feel like the comedy section. The horror is again slightly underwhelming. Now, the story as a whole, while I can appreciate the worked in emotions of the director, I do struggle to connect to this exaggerated world that we are living in, where a toy monkey kills in the masses, a preacher curses during a funeral and no one bats an eye, and a brother makes it his life mission to kill his twin after learning he used the monkey to accidentally kill his mother. I liked it well enough, but I did not love this movie, often finding the tones fighting each other, which led to a mediocre viewing experience. However, I think the story between Hal and Petey was strong, and is the thing that makes this film feel whole. It's also the reason I give this film a 6.5 out of 10. Saying all this about the film does hurt me, because I thought Longlegs was an amazing film. But old Osgood Perkins does have a third film he's making with Neon, so I expect another wacky horror film, and I'm excited for that. I also need to watch his films he made before Longlegs. Let me know in the comments what you think your favorite Osgood Perkins film is. I hate to say I was slightly disappointed by the monkey, but it didn't make me feel any less about Osgood Perkins. I think he did successfully create the style of the film and tell the story he wanted to tell. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Studio Cinema Saturday. We're here every Saturday, and we'll be here next week reviewing Last Breath. We're also here every Tuesday talking some TV. We're also here making our own short films, telling our own stories. Check out this clip from our latest film, The Ties That Bind.
Back to bed.
I hope you've enjoyed all of this Studio 24 content. Go check out the next video. I'll see you there.